In January 1964, a 17-year-old high school student named Randy Gardner decided to see how long he could stay awake as his science fair project. He made it 264 hours. That's 11 days without sleep. By the end, he couldn't recite the alphabet, couldn't remember his own name, and sometimes forgot where he was standing. His speech slurred, his hands trembled, and he hallucinated shadows that weren't there. And yet, Randy survived. Which raises the question, what happens if you never sleep again? You've probably felt the foggy haze of missing just one night. The coffee barely works, the world feels slower, your brain makes silly mistakes, like putting milk in the cupboard and cereal in the fridge. That's the beginning. But the further you push, the more your body and mind unravel. Sleep deprivation isn't just unpleasant, it's lethal. And those who studied it discovered something remarkable. Sleep is as essential as oxygen, food, and water. By 36 to 48 hours without sleep, the brain takes matters into its own hands. Without asking permission, it begins to shut down for seconds at a time. These are called microsleeps, brief blackouts that last from 1 to 10 seconds. Your eyes stay open, but your brain switches off, sometimes in the middle of driving, eating, or talking. At 72 hours, reality blurs. Subjects in studies reported seeing insects that weren't really there crawling across walls. Randy Gardner began imagining street signs moving on their own. He forgot simple tasks mid-sentence. At this stage, short-term memory collapses because the hippocampus, the brain's memory librarian, needs sleep to file the day's experiences. Without it, memories pile up in the inbox unprocessed. Inside the brain, every thought, every firing neuron leaves behind chemical waste. During deep sleep, the brain clears chemical waste about 60% more efficiently than when awake. The glymphatic system flushes it out, like an overnight cleaning crew. Without sleep, those toxins build up, especially beta amyloid, which is linked to Alzheimer's disease. It's like leaving trash in a room for days. Eventually, the room can't function. Even a single missed night reduces natural killer cells, the immune system's first responders, by up to 70%. That's why people who chronically sleep less than 6 hours are at higher risk of infections and even certain cancers. Sleep regulates leptin and ghrelin, the hormones of hunger and satiety. Miss it, and you feel ravenous. People deprived of sleep eat 300 to 500 extra calories a day, mostly sugar and fat. Over time, this hormonal imbalance can trigger insulin resistance, paving the way for type 2 diabetes. By day 5, your body can't regulate temperature. You alternate between sweating and shivering. If a human truly never slept again, the timeline would be grimly short. Around 10 days, psychosis and organ stress would dominate. By 2 or 3 weeks, most people would collapse from immune failure, heart complications, or systemic breakdown. Sleep is not wasted time, it's repair. It's the overnight factory where your brain files memories, your immune system recharges, your cells mend DNA damage, and your body resets. So, what can you do to protect your sleep? Here are 3 simple science-backed tips. 1. In the evening, dim lights and avoid bright screens. Light tells your brain it's still daytime, delaying melatonin release. Even a 30-minute phone-free wind-down helps. 2. Your body thrives on rhythm. Going to bed and waking up at the same time, even on weekends, anchors your circadian clock. 3. The ideal sleep environment is cool, around 18 degrees Celsius or 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and completely dark. The next time you think about cutting sleep to get more done, remember you're not gaining time, you're borrowing it, and the debt comes due quickly. Randy Gardner eventually recovered after 14 hours of uninterrupted rest, got first prize at his science fair, and a place in the Guinness Book of Records. His recovery was rapid, but not instantaneous. Sleep EEG data showed Gardner stayed longer than usual on REM state for several nights. Animals need to sleep too. In the 1980s, researchers at the University of Chicago, led by Alan Rechtschaffen, kept rats awake by forcing them to move whenever they started dozing. Within 5 weeks, every rat was dead, despite eating more than usual. They didn't starve, their bodies simply shut down. Their immune systems collapsed, their metabolism spiraled, and their internal temperature dropped until it couldn't recover. And here's a twist. While humans collapse without sleep, some animals survive with just a few hours a day. For them, sleep isn't one solid block, it's modular. Elephants, for example, average just 2 hours a night, the least of any mammal. Constantly roaming for food and water and needing to stay alert against predators, they can't afford to let their guard down for long. They nap standing up and only lie down to sleep deeply once every few days. Giraffes rest in 5-minute bursts throughout the day because lowering that long neck makes them vulnerable. In the wild, survival favors vigilance over rest. Migratory birds have evolved an astonishing trick. They can literally sleep while flying. By shutting down one half of the brain at a time, a state called unihemispheric slow-wave sleep, they can rest while the other hemisphere keeps their wings steady and eyes open. Marine mammals like dolphins and seals do the same. They take turns resting each hemisphere so they can continue surfacing for air or scanning for predators. When both halves finally sleep together, they float motionless like drifting logs. Even reptiles, fish, and fruit flies experience sleep-like states. Their patterns differ, but the purpose is the same: conserve energy, repair cells, and keep the brain's wiring functional. Evolution never eliminated sleep, it simply adapted it. And while some species, like the bullfrog, appear almost sleepless, closer study shows they enter brief, low-activity phases that still restore their systems. Every living brain tested, from worms to whales, needs some version of downtime. Because sleep, in every corner of the animal kingdom, is a trade-off between safety and survival. Predators can afford to sleep longer, prey cannot. But no one escapes it entirely. Which makes sleep one of evolution's deepest laws, something no creature, no matter how small or fast or clever, has managed to outrun. We can resist it for a night, maybe two, but eventually, biology always wins. Thank you for watching Into the Loop. Before you go, please take a moment to give us a like or maybe even a comment. Have a great day and an even better night.